Okay, guys, welcome back to new episode. Basically, kind of like had to delay the stream time. So, still on Swiftui app. So we were building a bakery um, app, kind of um, an app where people can kind of like buy bakery products like breads and all those stuff. So we were building that on Swift UI, and I think we stopped on on episode three. So today we will continue from episode four. So let's go into that. So here is where we stopped last time. Here we have the login scheme, and which is close to what we are looking to build, which is this. And right now we are able to have the So currently right now we have email field and a password field, which is what we have here. So we need to add a check field and then this forgot password button right here. So let's go ahead and do this stuff. So right here in our S code, here's our login view, and which is basically where all this stuff is living. Next there is so yeah, right here, right below this password field, we could go ahead and add a check field that we want to create. So right in our components, we are going to create a check. Yeah, sorry, looks like the audio just stopped working for some minutes. I just have to fix that up. Um, so right here, but over here, so we created this view, checkbox view that we just created right here. So let's go ahead and start creating a layout for our checkbox. What happened? I couldn't just do that. Okay, so here is our view, preview. So we can just go directly right here. I'm going to remove this. So we replace this with a button. So this should be a button view right here. So in here we're going to have our action and label. So action and label right there. So right now for the action, we can just print something. Add a dummy books in there. For the hello shake. Right then at label, we're going to go ahead and use horizontal stack. And inside the horizontal stack, we are going to have a Z stack, and then we are going to have a test view. So let's add a Z stack here. Right here we have a Z stack, and in there we're going to have the first child is going to be rectangle view. Rectangle. and the fill. So use the fill property, and for now we are going to say the fill should be white. Um, let's say, yeah, set it to white. Then next we're going to have a frame for the size. So tap into the frame property, and we're going to say width. The width is going to be 28.0, and the height is going to be 28.0, and alignment is going to just be center. And next we're going to say, so here you can see that taking shape. Next we're going to add a corner radius, but we are not going to see that if you add a corner radius right now. So we just add an overlay so that we can see what we are doing. And the overlay style is going to be a rounded rectangle, which is going to have a corner radius of 5.0, and you can see that taking shape. And the next is going to be the stroke property. So tap in here, the stroke. So yeah, so you're going to set its style, which is basically color and other stuff. So we can just say this should be gray for now. Line height, line width, you could just say this should be 1.0, and there we go. We have that, the gray color, which is basically if you open this stuff, this is looking like what we have here. So let's go ahead and continue what we're doing. And once we add that, next stuff we could just add. So we're going to go ahead and add image right in our Z-stack view. So add the image property, image view here, and we're going to be getting the image from system image, and the name is going to be called checkmark. So there we go, checkmark, and then we have the checkmark right in there. So next we're going to make this recyclable, and add a frame to size it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the alignment property. I'm going to say the width should be 14.0, and the height should be the same, 14.0. And there we go, we have it here. And foreground color, up into the foreground color, and we are going to set that to be dot white for now. So leave that to be white for now. Oh, okay, no. So let's make that to be black. So you can see that. So basically change this dynamically, and next we're going to do is to, as well as this stack, we're going to go ahead and add a text field. Right here, we are going to add a text field. So since we want the text field to be changed, so you can easily change it at any place. So you can just have a variable called check title, string, and these are index. So I need to create another stuff, initialize this, set a call this of type string, and start being the text start being remember, which is basically the text we have here. So the text we have here, which is remember me. So leave it that way. Then let's initialize this. Go ahead in here. That should be self dot is equals to this. Save that. So next we could use, so we have this, going to go ahead and use it in here. It's our text right here. And let's go ahead and start the test. So right here, start the text property. We're going to say the foreground color will just be black, and let's see how that looks. And there we go. So here we have it. So we leave it this way. Let's see if there's something else we need to do. So we have remember me. So let's go ahead and start using this in our login view. Right here in our login view below, let me copy the name. So below our password field, we'll just have a checkbox. Let's have this like this, and there we go. We are going to add, let me see. Okay, go ahead and add a padding right here. So let's say tap into the padding property. And we need to say edge insects. Tap into this property, and we could go ahead and change that. Let's see what we have. The padding we use for this. The leading is 22. So we can go over here and do the same right here. No, that should be over here, yeah. So go ahead and say top. So with 10.0, reading, set that to 22.0. Bottom, we can set that to 10.0, and trading, we can just say 22.0, and there we go. We have the same stuff we have here, but we could just set it up again to be 20. So you can have this, all of them will be the same, the space. We have the same space right here. And so let's check this. So it's looking good. Let's resize this a bit. The size of the check mark. Let's reduce that a bit. And let's see. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. And back in our login screen. So here in our login screen, so let's resume this. Okay, yeah, so there we go. But right now if you tap on this, it doesn't, nothing changes, but it should actually react. So yeah, like if you tap on this, so you see it should be like this. When you tap on it, it should change to this stuff. The background will be this color, and the check mark will be black in color. So let's go ahead and fix that up. And to fix that up, what we could do is to go back to checkbox view, which is this. We are going to have a state variable. Create a state variable right here on top over here. Using add state modifier, and we're going to say var. So let's say var that check state of type boolean, which starts being false. and we can go ahead inside here, cover that here. So we can just say self dot check state. Check state. So go. Okay. And so let's see. Okay, so we can use that right here in the field property. So we should say if self dot check state is true, so we're going to set the color. We're going to set the color to be basically this color we have here. So go ahead and copy that. I'm going to use that color in there. Else, so we're going to leave it to be white. So let's try that out. Tap on this, you see it's working. So you tap on it, the background changes, but right now we are having this border right there, so we could change that border too. So we don't want it to always be gray, so you could just use the same stuff we did here. So paste that code right here, paste that. So basically what we are saying here, if the check is true, check state is true, so the background, the border color should be the same color as the background, and if it's not, the border color should be gray. So let's try that again. Tap on this, you see the border color is no longer showing up, and okay, tap on that. So we are good to go. Let's see if there's something else we need to fix here. So we have the field, we're changing that dynamically. We have the frame. Okay, so we have to add corner radius, add corner radius, and that is going to be 5.0. So there's a mistake, so you always have to add this dot at the beginning. Save that. So let's try that again. So that's still working. Nice. But right now we don't want this to show up if it's unchecked. We don't want the check mark to show up. So we could just hide that. And how to hide that is basically right here in our image. We could just set this, dynamically change this color. What we could do is say self check states. If it's true, set it to black, else set it to white, so that will just hide it. So right now, if it's not checked, you will not see the check mark, but if you tap on it, you see the check mark. Tap, you not see the check mark. So that's what we need, and I think that's it for. Let me see if there's something we're missing. So let's check this back to back. So let's see that in our login view, how that looks in our login view. So here's our login view. So here's our login view. We just tap on it and it's working. So tap, it's working. So we are good with that. And next we could do is to add this button test here that says forgot password. So the forgot password test, we could just add that in the same line by wrapping this in a head stack, horizontal stack. And then we could just add that button that we called forgot password. to have action. For now, we just print out something. See, forgot. Us. And in here, in the label, we're going to use a text. And the text for now is going to say forgot password, like the way we have it here. So that should be first letter should be capital. And you see forgot password, the question mark, and under it we are going to have font. So we have, so should have a bold property, so you can just use in there, we just use font, dot custom, and the name of the font we're going to use is enter bold dash bold. I'm going to set the size to be, let's say 12.0. I think that's okay. Let's increase that a bit to 14. Does that look too big? Okay, we could leave it this way, and then we could go ahead and set the color property. Which we could do. So the color basically will be this color right here. Go ahead and copy that. And there we go. Save that. Resume. And there we have the color. So the next thing we could do is to use, I think we could use the spacer property here. And then it moves this to the end, but we need a padding at the end there. And we could do that by using this, moving this padding out of the checkbox to the horizontal view like this, and there we go. So it will add a padding there and add a padding right here, and these two will be in the same line. I think we are good to go. So if you tap on this, it will just, yeah, so that's what we need. So let's look at that again. So put that side by side, so we have, so put the two side by side. We have this checkbox, remember me, and again we have this test, forgot password here. But if you look, you see that this test is bigger than this, so we're going to set this to the same size as this. So we could do that by copying what we did here for the font property right here, and in here in our checkbox, yeah, so fix this, use it here, dot font, there we go. So we can check it back again, and there we have the same, so they're both looking the same, but this shouldn't be bold. I think that's going to cause an issue, so since that shouldn't be bold, we could just use medium here, like what we have here, intermediate. So that's what we're going to use, intermediate. Save that. Where did we apply that already? Okay, we applied it on the bottom. So let's go back to where you applied the same stuff. So it says inter. Okay, and I'm logging view, and there we go. So right now both of them have the same text font and font weight, and comparing the same side by side, and we are going to have this. See, it's looking good. We are getting there. So the whole stuff is actually looking the way we want. Next, we need to do is to add this test under here. This whole test. Let's go ahead and do that. So that should be under this horizontal stack. We're going to have another horizontal stack, a stack, and in there we're going to have a test view. So the test view is basically going to say by continuing, and see how we put this side by side and right up. Say by continue CONTINUING. Okay, you just have to make sure that you're not making a mistake while kind of like spelling it, writing the test. Make sure that is basically what you need there. So to have you agree. To our, so we have this copying here, and the next test we're going to have copy that over. Oh my goodness, what did I do? Just under here, create another test, and in there we could just say terms of service, and we're going to have another test, and this says just and finally we have the last one. So test. To the privacy for that privacy policy okay, I think we're good to go. And this is going to have an underline, so this will start out having an underline, and also with the terms and services right here, underline, and then the font size. So let's start here, and that should be regular. That should be interregular, like what we have here. Says interregular, and make sure that is the stuff we have. Interregular, and test size, just reduce that to 10, 12. Leave that to be 12. And let me see what else we need to do. Change this. Also use the same test type for this. So for all the remaining tests, we can just do the same. And that's true. We have this one. And there we go. There we have it. And next we could do just add a padding around it. So let's size this. Just go ahead and use the same padding we used here on the horizontal view right here, and it's going to go ahead and size it the way it's supposed to be. Let me see what else we are missing. So this should have a different color, and this should have a different color. And we can easily achieve that by using the same foreground color we used here, using it for this one, and also using it for this one right here. And there we go. So both of them has the same color as what we have here: terms and services, privacy policy. Let me see. Okay. Next, we could do just we could just reduce the padding property right here. Let's use the padding, and could try using edge intersects. Let's see. Do it this way. Let's try reducing the spacing from the parent, so you can reduce the spacing of everything by tapping into the spacing property on the horizontal stack view. So one. And you see the spacing is being reduced right here, but one is too small, so let's see, maybe 4. So when you look over it, so that it has the same spacing for everything, and I think this is good. It's okay. So but this text is purely black, so it shouldn't be black color. And from what we see there, let me see. Okay, it's actually black, but the difference is the text weight, which really the smallest weight we have there is interregular. So far, I think we're going to go ahead and leave it this way. So next one we are going to add is the button right here, and that will be easy. So basically how to do that, we just copy over the button we used here, copy over this button, and paste that in our login view below this, and there we go. To remove this for now. Just connect it out. There we go. Let me see. Okay, that's pushed down a lot. We don't need that to push down, so we could just change this x-axis. Good. Okay. Let's see how we could just. Okay, we could just go ahead and add this padding we have right here on it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and position it. Let me see. This to that 48. I think that makes sense. So I think it's now positioned in the center. Let's see there. Yeah. But right now we need to reduce this spacing right here, and could do that by changing this property here. Okay, I think that's okay for now. I think we are good to go. The size, we could actually increase the size to start from here and end at this end here. Let me see our custom auth button we should have here. So maximum width, we have this to maximum width, which we can actually say let's have another variable here for that width, which should start being a G float type, CG float, and in here add that in our initializer for that width, CG float. It starts out being 300.0 and use that here, self dot width is equal to width, and we could just use that in place of here, so we can actually dynamically change it to width, and nothing will change, so it still be the same, so we don't have any issue anywhere in our app. Let's see. Let's go over here, and then in our login screen you can go ahead and tap into the property, the width property. Okay, yeah, property called the width, and we're going to set that to be 500. Okay, I think that's too much. Let's try 350.0, and on the x-axis, let's say we start at 28, about 23. Let's reduce that a bit to 20. That makes sense. And then this basically stops at this end here, so we just increase the width a bit again. Let's try 360, 356. Okay, yeah, we can just leave that there, and there we go. Let's look and compare this both. Okay, looks like this is way out. Okay, and then we just shorten this. Okay, we could just leave it that way. Look at this. We need to increase the text. So the text is big here, but yeah, it's too small. And so let's see if there's a way we can increase the text. So you have font size. So use that font size property. Tap into font size. At 15.0. Let's see. Here, font size. Why are we having this issue? Okay, font size before width. Okay, so action must precede width, so you can just copy that over. I think the whole error is suppressed right now. Go ahead and see that in action. So we have this. Check this out. So keep that side by side. We can see the test, and it's actually the same. But right now, the test actually need a spacing. But this is together. And yeah, we really okay. We have that here. So that's where we made the mistake. So yeah. So the login, and that will be fixed right here, and we have it to look the same. So you have login, and that's it. So next one is just to add this line here, these two horizontal lines, and then there's R test. So we could let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we have a widget, a view for that. Try divider, Swiftui. Okay, so I think there's something called divider. Okay. So yeah, nice. So there's something called divider, so we could go ahead and use that in our app. And we're going to add that in a horizontal stack widget in here. No. So there we go. Dot frame. The frame property you can actually use. Let me see the one we could use, make use of. So right there we have. Okay, just we can both use the. Okay, just the width. Okay, you can just use the width and height at the same time if you want. Which we let's try width to be 200, and then remove the height property for now, and then tap into the background color, and that's basically using background. I could just say background dots. Let's use any color we want right now. Okay, I think. Yes, we are. And let's see what else we could do. yeah, I'm just trying to look for this property, and go back to the login scheme. So we want the width to take almost the full size of the scheme, which is here. That's what we're looking for. And then we could just reduce the height. Let me see. Yeah, 1 pixel is okay. Okay, we don't want it to take the full screen height. We don't want it to do that. Just give it at 200, and reduce this a bit, 0 point. Okay, change the color to the color we have here, which should basically be border color. So change the color to the border color we want. Add that. That will change it from black. Previously it was black color. We left it at black color. That will change it to this border color. But now it's too small. Now we couldn't find it. Let's increase it. Yeah, so I think it's okay right here. And yeah, in a horizontal view, we can use this padding widget. This padding modifier that we used before, we could just use that there. So it starts from here. So there's this spacing right here and this spacing right here. And again, is to inside here, we can have a test view that just says or. That's it. This we have a font. Go ahead and copy this font property right here. We set that to be okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. And again we add this divider, another divider. That's too much, so say 150. Oh, 150. I'll set this to be 160, and then make this one, second one to 160. Yeah, so both are looking good. Try 180 by 180. That's too much. 170 by 170. What about we make it 175? So we are trying to find the right balance here. 175. And I think we found it, so it makes sense this way. So I have this stuff here and stopped somewhere here, which this did stop somewhere here, and this started somewhere here. Are good to go. So we need to add this spacing. So the spacing is already added. We don't need to add another spacing. So what we want to do right now is to start working on this social login and sign up button right here, and we could work on that by just saying so we're going to create another basically I'm going to create another, I'm trying to figure it out, another component, a UI component here, or view component, and we're going to call that social button, social login button. There we are inside here. Let's see the preview so you can see what we're doing. Go ahead and start implementing the social login button. And it start out being a button. You're going to replace this with a button. So replace that with a button, and in there is going to have an action, and inside the action, just for now, just print out something. Let's say testing, and the label will be a text. So save it this way for now, and so let's see what else we need to do. Okay, since we want this button to take this shape, let me see. So we want it to take this shape. So this will be a horizontal stacked shape where we have this icon here, a text here in the same horizontal line. And to get that, what we need to do is to add that text in a horizontal stack. Convert this to be inside the horizontal stack. Hit stack, and in there we have that same text. The text is just going to say for now. It's a variable that holds the name for the title. It's going to be a type of string. We need to go ahead and initialize it using our init, and in there we have this title of type string, and the default is going to be login. So log in with Google. So log in. So Google right there, and we're going to initialize it here using self dot. So self dot, which is the title, is equals to this title you have in the constructor right here in it, and there we go. So go inside here and start making use of that by saying self dot title, and then go ahead and start styling this up. Use frame. First of all, before we use frame, let's add a font on it. So let's start with the foreground color. Let's start with the foreground color. I'm going to set that to be black so we can see it. And there we go. So there is our test. And next we could do in there, we could have our frame, that frame. So set min width, minimum width, set that to be 0.0, and again max width, set that to 140.0, and another property we need to change will be dot font. We're going to use custom font here, the custom, and the custom font we are going to use because this is kind of like not that bold, so we're going to use something like medium right there. So use enter medium, which is the same name as this font here. Remember when we added this font into our project, and set the font size to be 15.0, and there we go. Next we could do Under there, we just have padding. We added fonts. Go ahead and add padding. Edge insert. So tap into the top. Up we're going to say 10.0. Leading, we can say 10.0. And bottom, we're going to say 10.0. And the training, we're going to say 10.0. And then I think we are done with the text for our button. Let's go ahead and add the image for our button on top. So we're going to say image. But right now we need the image to be in here. So right now we don't have any image that has this icon and this icon. So let's go ahead and add those two images. And remember, if you could remember, in our Flutter project which we are working on, we had the images that looks like that, which is okay. This is black. Yeah, no, this is black. Okay, yeah, we have this icon.google right here. You can go ahead and open this in Finder. So go ahead and use that. Open our Finder back again. Drag this. So say image set. Call this to be this image Google img. Then to go ahead and open this Finder up again. Drag that and drop it here. We'll do the same for 2x. But if you have this, the reason why I'm doing this, I think I scaled this image to 3x before downloading it. That's why I'm adding them here. Then another image set. I call this Facebook. This we call Facebook img. Right there, we drag and drop this on top of it. Drag and drop this on top of it. Drag and drop this right there, and I think we're good to go. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and start using that in our button, social login button. Here in our image, so we're going to create another variable, another parameter right here. Call that image of type string. Initialize that in there. Image, let's call it image of type string. Starter being dash img, which is the Google image we added. The self dot image is equal to image. That's it. And right here, we just use that image self dot image in here, and we just make it resizable. And let's see how that looks. Okay, that's too much, so that's too big. So this is the particular image we are using right now. So let's resize it by using frame. And the size, the width you can just say 34.0, height 34.0, and there we go. So we have that resized. Next we could do is to add We'll just add corner radius. I'll just leave it that way for now. Give it space. And in our button, so this our button styles and end. Let me see. So yeah, just tap into the background for background property. So set the background to always be white, because our app background is white. And the corner radius, before I add the corner radius, let's add an overlay right there, and the overlay style is going to be rounded rectangle, and in there corner radius is going to be 20.0. so we are getting the overlay right here. And the stroke property, and call that to be, so that should basically the color, border color. This color right here. Go ahead and copy that again. I think I forgot I copied it before. Social BTN. Paste that in here. And line width, you can just set that to 1 at the moment. And there we go. So if you look over there, you see this is kind of like almost looking close to the button we have here. Okay, so minimize that and put that side by side. Like you see, we have this looking almost like this. We have this looking almost like this. So log in with Google. But right now we have to increase this, the width, because the width is kind of too small at the moment. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have this, and we could just say that corner radius to be the same as 20.0. And next is to tap into the horizontal stack here. And what we could do to kind of like increase it, so you could just tap into the frame width. So remember, use this frame width to kind of like give something the width of a something. So we say we want, so this alignment.lead is saying that we want everything to start from the beginning, like here. And the width, what we could do here, so you could just use the minimum width and the max width. So you could just say main width to be 0.0, and then max width so max width should be around 300. Let's try 200 and 0. Okay, and the next stuff we could do is just use the padding property. Tap into to use edge insects, and for that edge insects, inside the edge insect we tap into the top, reading, and other stuff. So for the top we are going to say to 5.0, reading we are going to say 15.0, bottom we are going to say 5.0, and then trading we are going to say 15.0, and there we go. So that's kind of like looking close to what we want. Let me see. Okay, let me see what else we need to do. Page insect. Okay, not there. Should be under frame. So this will just center this. Okay, let's go ahead and use this in our login screen and see how that looks. And copy there. So here's our login screen, and that should be under here. So it should be two. So we need two buttons. Save that. Try again. Okay, looks like something is wrong somewhere. So this is the project screen. Okay, looks like we're having an issue at the hashtag. Okay, let's go ahead under there. What's this again? Okay, there we go. So we have this right here. Let's go ahead and position this, and we're going to use this padding. So we added a padding to it, which is starting right here and ending somewhere here, but the width is still small. So we're going to give it the same width that we gave this button, and that is basically, let me see, both button. Okay, let's go back to login view. So right there we make it, that's 346 for the width. If we can go back and add that here, and now we just basically stretch this. If you go back to the login view, we notice that that is basically being stretched to the end to give us what we need. So start from here, stretch it to this end right here. So let's compare this side by side. But if you compare this side by side, you see that we need a space. This space needs to be bigger. Understand? Because there's a big space right here. So let's go ahead and add that. And to add that space, social login button, we could add that space between the image, right, and then it could actually be between the image and the text, or we could just make use of this spacing property here and space them out. So we have 5.5 for it. Go ahead and save that. And save, resume this. That's not much. Try 20. Okay, that's moving it. Let's try 30. What about 50? Okay, that's too much. Let's try 40. Okay, look at this again. But this is kind of like too big from the left, but this is not that way away from the left. You can reduce the image. Just say leading to be 10 to 8. So just leave it that way to be at 5, and that makes sense. Or just leave it at 8. Just leave it at 8 pixels that way. And again, so you have this spacing right here. I think is enough. This is good. We just leave it this way. Go back to our login screen and see how that looks. And there we go. So the next we could do is to actually add this. Add another button right here. So social login button. We just change the text. Title to say login. We should say login with Facebook. And the image we are going to use right here is basically Facebook image, which we could get from here. Copy that. Go ahead and replace that in our login screen. What do you mean by extra argument to the core? Title. I'll go ahead and search for this. Let's see what that means. Because I'm kind of like getting confused why it's showing that error. Let's add a text here. Let's see what it's going to do if we add a text. Okay, let's see. Looks like it's actually an issue somehow. I'm trying to see where that came from. It's not there. Let's search for this. See if we can find something regarding the error we are fixing right now. Okay, okay. So basically, we have to make a group. Um, let's see. Looks like the minimum. Is it minimum or maximum? Okay, around there will be just 10 around a street view. So in each view, looks like we have to have maximum of 10 views in each one. And I think we have more than that right here. So if we count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that makes sense. So basically what we could do is to copy this and add it inside a group. Okay, so that will not throw an error. Let's go ahead and uncomment this. Okay, so that didn't throw an error, so that's working fine. For this, add padding. Add. For right now, looks like the width we gave our button couldn't contain this text we have here. That's why we made it to be bigger. And we could actually fix that by going over to our social login button. And in here, what we could do, so where we had the width property, so we say the maximum width, make that to be, let's say, 56. And here in our login screen, let's see. So here we go in our login screen. No, in our social button screen, let's use the Facebook text right there. Okay, that's going to shrink it more. That's going to begin. Okay. Okay, I think yeah, the test property is the one causing the issue. Okay, there we go. So if we get back here, we just change this to uh, 160. Okay, So head back to login view, and yeah, so we have this good to go with. Yeah. Let me see. Put this side by side and copy that. So have this looks like this icon right here is way big, and so 24 by 24. Okay, the icon is reducing, but so since the icon are not the same aspect ratio, I guess, so this will be more smaller than this. So you could have a property, so you could just make this dynamic, the size property to be dynamic for the two icons. So you can say var image height, image CG float, and do the same. So we call it image width. Yeah, CG float. Go ahead and initialize that. Copy this. That will start out being CG float, which is equals to 34.0.0. Do the same for image height. CG float 34.0, and then you can go over here and initialize them. Put save image, no, image width, save dot image width. So save that to image width. Go ahead and replace this with image width, and replace this with image height. Save that, and there will no issue, nothing is being destroyed, it's still the same. Right now we can go over to our login view and go ahead and start modifying the image height for the second button. Just set that to 23.0. Same for the image height. So this should be image height before the width. And have image width 23.0. There we go. So have this image right there. So I think we're good to go. Let me see if there's something I'm missing. Yeah, so the last thing we need to add is this text at the bottom right there. that says don't have an account, then sign up. To do that, what we could do, so still inside this group, we could do that last one. So it should be a horizontal stack. And inside there being a horizontal stack, what we could is have a test, two tests. So we're going to call the test to be what's it called? So the test just going to say don't have an account, ACCOU empty, and another test right here. Say something like sign up. So that's all. Head and save that. And so we're going to change the color. So if you look, we did similar stuff right here. Take it down. And then do the same for here. But we're going to remove the color property. And remove the content part. So we're going to minimize the spacing. So we're going to set this to 2. So set the spacing to 2 and this. So we just try to center this, but it looks like it didn't work. So let's use the frame. Talking to that alignment, let's use center. See that to center test. Okay, that didn't work too. Let's go ahead and add this padding. We are going to use padding. So basically starts from here, but we want it to go like be centered. So you could just say twice me arms go to weight times 2.1. Okay, and what about say 2? What about 3? And there we go. Do it this way, and we can see that's already centered. I think we just let's try 2, 5. Just tip it to 8, something like that, and there we go. Yeah, so we are going with that. So looking at this so far, what we have done so far, let's go through our design. I have the welcome test, the login, the email test field, the password, remember me, forgot password. Okay, yeah, and we have the login button, this, this, and then this right here. Um, so we could just reduce the spacing right here, the space we have here. We could do that by just saying yeah, leave it that way, and then we reduce it. And yeah, we could just say for the top, we could set that to be 10. And now that makes sense. So yeah, so looking at what we got, yeah, guys, think we have gone through a lot throughout this process trying to finish up this login screen. You can see that it's working so far. And what we are doing, what we have done so far is working. That's good. Let me see. Okay, let's take a look at this again. It's clear eye and see if there's something we are missing. So guys, you can actually look and see, tell me if there's something we are missing at the design. I think we can increase the text right here a bit to match up with what we have here. So I think that way we could just say set that to 14, 13, and 13, and that's okay. If you look again, I think that makes sense now. And the buttons are looking great. Okay, so I think we are good to go. So the next time we are going to be here is basically at the sign up screen. So we are going to we are going to finish this up. So we're going to kind of like connect our Firebase functionality. So whenever you sign up, it's going to take you to Firebase. But I'm still thinking through it if we are going to use Firebase here or use another database from Firebase. So, but that's still open for debate. So, but right now I think we are done with this. Let's try this out in a physical simulator right here and see how that looks. So this is our simulator. So there we go. And I'm tapping on this, it takes us to the screen we have right here. Yes. Let's see. Okay, that's a problem. So if you look right here, you could actually see the this is kind of shrinked. The size is reduced. So you need to fix that up. Let me see what that's happening. But we couldn't see that happening here, so it's not happening here. But why is it happening while we are trying to see look at it in our simulator? It should be so test field. Okay guys, let's continue this tomorrow to figure out the bug we have here. But apart from that, every other stuff is working. So Um, so yeah, so let's continue this tomorrow. Fix it up, and after fixing that up tomorrow, so we just hook this up to database. Maybe we use Superbase, Firebase, or ArcBase, any of them. Since we don't right now, we're not building our own back end by ourselves, but I'm looking towards to building back end maybe in the future projects. Um, since I'm kind of like planning out a project with React Native, and the project with React Native will be having our own back end. So we'll be building the back end from scratch by ourselves, and we'll not be using any of the any of them back end like Firebase and all those stuff. Or we could actually use AWS, any of tools too. But let's continue tomorrow. Continue the discussion tomorrow. But guys, let me know what you think. Which of the back end you want me to use or implement for this project. So see you guys tomorrow. At my own time, that will be later in the evening, where I'll be streaming on for Flutter project. Thank you guys for joining. Um,